Hey everyone, Dan here. Before I get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy.
All right, folks, here we are after market close on Friday, December 1st. We're going to take a look at GGE today. So Green Giant Energy has had a crazy few days here. I'm not going to talk about all of the catalysts and everything that have been sort of fueling the crazy motions both up and down, but I'm going to focus on the levels and the think or swim study and just focus on the chart. So you can certainly just click through the news and some forums, I'm sure, if you want to get the dish on the catalysts and why folks are taking this through some crazy roller coaster action lately. But you see this huge uptick. I mean, you can barely, like, it's imperceivable volume down here, right? It's hundreds of thousands or less in volume a day, right? And then all of a sudden, huge spikes, 83 million and 203 million. So, talk about just an enormous change of events volume-wise, and that's kicking off all of these crazy motions. So levels. So now we're down here, right? Just yesterday, the high was $1.70. Today we're down here at about 31 cents at close. I guess it's stretching toward 32 at the moment, but regardless, the levels that I see nearest into the current price action to the downside, if it does dip in the coming week, I'd look for 28 to potentially provide some support. And if it does decide to pop up, 40 would be the nearest in resistance level that I would see. If it continues on from there, 50 on the dot, 67 on the dots, and then 84. Now, if it dips down further and loses that 28 support, the next strong support level that I see is 18 cents, 18.15. Now, if it puts in a bunch of motion through these ranges and we get more to go off, if I had to scroll back way far left, many years ago, to pull these levels, if it puts in more motion in this range, then we can probably get rid of some of these, but and adjust them to the more current levels. But these might hold, like these might be just strong enough and historical enough that these are going to stand the test of time in this current crazy motion that it's putting in. So whether it wants to almost slice the price in half, and go from 30 to 18.15, we have some levels in there. If it wants to almost triple and go from 30 to about 84, we have the levels in there. So we're sort of covered on both ends, and we'll see if folks are interested and it gets out of these ranges. I'd be happy to come in and add more levels and look for any trend lines that develop, but you let me know in the comments if that's the case. Now, flipping over here to the Think or Swim study, channel is obviously going to be a bit of a mess. What's interesting here is you get a bunch of triggers and fires. So some of these are certainly going to be like misfires, like this one. Lengthy trigger and then a fire. It doesn't really do anything that it wasn't already doing. But then you get the trigger and the refire here, right? Trigger and refire. And then you get a big move down, right? And then you get in here, brief trigger and fire, does nothing. Lengthy trigger and fire, and then you get some really big movement. So it's sort of still playing out this most recent retrigger and refire. And GGE, for whatever reason, maybe partially due to the low volume, might be one of these stocks that it's tends to move more on the retrigger and the refire versus the initial trigger and fire. So that's what's happening right now as it pertains to that. Whether that's correlation or causation is up for debate. But where it is in the channel, I mean, it's stretching out all over the place. So it's wild. It's like these conviction candles also. It was like after 2 days ago, it was like, yeah, up conviction candle. And then after yesterday's action, down conviction candle. So, that's just bound to happen when you get these super strong signals that are then just completely eradicated with the opposite strong signal the next day. But that said, it's also gone through just every single day, stretching one bound of the channel and then stretching the other bound of the channel. I mean, yesterday was a special specimen unto itself, where it stretched through not just two, but well through both ends of the channel. So today, interestingly enough, it wicked right off of that lower bound of the channel. So I'm most interested to see at the moment, as you know, the histogram here is showing still bearish momentum picking up, if it's able to work itself even into the channel, right? And even into the channel, because the channel is so broad at this point, because of this crazy action, that would be quite a significant percentage change and gain to get it into the channel. And here, right, it would go from let's just say like 30 to maybe in the 50s, even to not even get to the lower mid-range of the channel, right? It would all be in the 50s, maybe even 60s, depending on where this lines up when things kick off on Monday. So, you know, not a lot to read there from my perspective, other than we're on the trigger and the refire, the retrigger and the refire, like we spoke about before, and that's setting off this crazy action. And then, you know, it is outside of the channel at the moment. So what is the action going to be like, either to continue to push off the channel, right, not be able to get into it like we saw today, versus any strong motion back into the channel? And if we get back into the channel, and again, if folks are interested, come back and take a look and see what it's doing in the channel, that might sort of you know, give us some ideas of, is the bearish momentum dying down? Is it just going to sort of consolidate here for a while? Are the bulls able to sort of get their grip back on it? You know, all of those things. But right now it's just, it's such chaos that right now it's just sort of like, okay, we're going to be in or out of the channel, or both all at the same time. It's interesting. We'll see. So for me, these levels are a little bit more sort of what I'm going to focus on for the time being, to see how it moves. And, you know, if you zoom in on what I typically do, which is a 10-minute time frame, you know, you can follow these throughout the day, and you don't have to look at this big zoomed out picture. You can just look at the relevant levels and how it's playing off of them during the day. All right, folks, I hope that you've had a good trading week and that you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.